Hello everyone and welcome back to Destiny 2. Luke Smith and his team have a vision for the game, and it centers around some important pillars. In the opening of the reveal, he mentions that two of these pillars are building a world that pulls you in and giving you cool things to do in those worlds. Things that would compel you to return to those destinations again and again. To help achieve this, Destiny 2 will introduce two new patrol activities to better tell the story of Destiny 2, and of course to shower you with incredible amounts of sweet loot. In this video, I'm going to dive deeper into those two new activities called Adventures and Lost Sectors, and what they will mean for our Destiny 2 experience. Let's get started. First up, let's quickly go over the new PvE activities that they've revealed so far to get a better sense of how this will all fit in, returning our story missions, strikes, public events, and raids. Aside from that, we have a few new activities joining the roster, Adventures and Lost Sectors. Think of these activities as giving you a reason to actually explore the areas. When on a location, regardless of the reason you're there, you can access the new destination map to see if there's anything of interest for you to do or seek out. Public events are back, but this time with heroic objectives. No more slaughtering level 7 dregs by sneezing on them. Let's just hope that these heroic objectives come with equally epic rewards. Aside from that, we have Adventures. This is a brand new activity in Destiny 2. Think of them as short side quests that give you a healthy dose of story and of course loot. When you discover one of these adventures, you will then begin a 15-minute long mission that is packed with story and dialogue. The exciting part about what they mention about this is that the mission will feature brand new mechanics and objectives to complete. Upon finishing the adventures, you will be rewarded with some unique items and gear that will help make your Guardian stronger. These will definitely be some of the first things I explore when I set down on these new locations. Now, each of these adventures seem to introduce you to a new character. After completing the adventures, they will mark your map with the location of a lost sector. These are another one of the new patrol activities. Lost sectors are dungeons you can descend into and explore. You will then encounter a boss to fight, and killing the boss will gain you access to a treasure chest. It all sounds pretty great. These lost sectors are sure to be filled with mystery and hopefully tons of scannable items to gain more of Destiny's lore. Sadly, not much more is known about these at this time, but like I mentioned before, I think we'll still get another reveal demonstration of some of these new PvE activities. Maybe they'll take us through an adventure and show us how that links into a lost sector. That would be in their best interest, I think, to help convince the masses. At the very least, I would love to have access to one of these during the beta to experience for myself, and of course to discuss with all of you. Now, this leads me to the topic of lore. When I broke the news the other day, many were upset about the fact that the current Destiny extended lore system will not be making its return to Destiny 2. But we have to remember that this doesn't mean that there won't be plenty of lore to uncover while you play. Bungie is good at taking community feedback, and before you tell me that's not true because they nerfed your favorite shotgun, I'm talking about big picture stuff here. I'm convinced that Bungie has our best interest at heart and is aiming to give us the best Destiny experience they can. Bungie has heard our complaints about the story of the first game loud and clear. We didn't like the absence of a cohesive story in the vanilla release, and that we had to reference an external source to get it. Now, I truly believe that Bungie has taken that feedback in the most literal of ways. They aren't just taking the Grimoire and putting it into the game. I believe they're taking the actual lore itself and creatively weaving it into all of these new various activities. I can tell you, as a storyteller and writer myself, I like to have complete control over the way I tell my story. Some like to craft it into a poem, some like to tell it with the stroke of a brush, and some like to cut it up into a summer action blockbuster. Now, I'm definitely a huge fan of extended universe lore, but I fully believe that we can satiate our need for story inside the game. Luke Smith definitely has a solid vision for this game, and what better backdrop to present that vision than in their newly crafted gorgeous 4K worlds. So in summary, I'm choosing to be cautiously optimistic about this new system until I experience otherwise, and I recommend you do the same. Now, moving on to my thoughts on Adventures, this may be what Activision CEO Eric Hirshberg was referring to when he mentioned that they're working with Bungie to make sure that they can meet a consistent stream of content for players. I fully expect Adventures and Lost Sectors to be time-gated like certain quests were in The Taken King. I hope they realized how successful doing that was. I of course also expect the larger time-gated quest to return, leading us down the path to attain some of the game's most coveted exotics. Think Sleeper Simulant. It also seems they're setting themselves up for success with a new system that can provide us with a consistent flow of adventures every couple weeks. From the map we looked at yesterday, there seems to be a lot of areas shown on the map, so maybe building adventures is something Bungie can do on a relatively quickly basis to continue to make the world feel more alive. Oh, and I fully expect the lost sectors to continue to be uncovered for a long time after launch. I can't wait to jump in and just bury myself in these incredible new destinations. It's been a long time coming, Guardians. E3 is again just around the corner, and let's hope Bungie has some more PvE details to share with us in regards to adventures. What do you think of the new adventures? And are you convinced that this will help them flesh out the story of the world while providing us with a more consistent stream of content to combat those pesky content droughts? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more Destiny content. And I will see you all next time. Coming back to the director, we can see that we have some empty spots here. The topmost node looks to be most likely Mercury, more on that towards the end of the video, but then we see another node below that, and two others off to the left. I think the ones on the left are Crucible and Vanguard, although I'm not too sure about the one on the very left with its 7 different sections.